Hello and welcome back to Joshua Lindbergh Music. Here we talk about music, music education, and just life. Today I'm going to talk about 3 of the ways that I decompress and relax, especially being a stressful musician and teacher. I absolutely love my job and I love that I get to make music all day long, but with anything, a lot of it will kind of get you tense. You'll have little stresses, and preparing for concerts can be a little tedious. I always make sure that I'm focusing on my own self-care and mental health as much as I can. Several of these things that I'm going to talk about are super easy for you guys to do. Some of them are specific to what I do, but I think might spark interest to help you out. But then also, they're just what anybody can do to relax and have fun. So the first way that I like to de-stress or just relax is going on walks and runs with my wife and our chocolate lab, Gus. Getting out to the outdoors and getting my endorphins up helps a lot, gets me to refocus on something else, and allows me to just relax and have fun. A lot of the time, I will go out on a run, I'll throw in some headphones, and I'll listen to a podcast. It sounds silly, but you musicians will understand a lot. Sometimes I can't listen to more music. I gotta take a break from it. Even just listening to pop music or Broadway, I gotta take a break. So for me, listening to podcasts really helps. When I'm out there, I'm focusing on what I'm doing. Sometimes I start thinking about other things as well, but really just focusing on that makes it so much nicer. Number 2, I like to help out around the house. This will either be out in the yard or maybe helping my wife with a project she's interested in. I'm not the first person to go and do the dishes, but I had a professor who was the director of the Spokane Symphony once tell me one of his favorite things to do was to do the dishes. As musicians, we get so focused on that one aspect of a song, maybe on one measure, maybe on a concept, or we're running a rehearsal and we're trying to get something else portrayed with musicians in the song, that we forget what it feels like to complete a job. When doing the dishes, you see the start with all the dirty dishes, you're actively working on it, and then you see the completion when they're all done. Yes, I know sometimes a family member or someone will come put another dish in and you have to do it, but just that little joy of understanding, oh my gosh, I was able to finish this and I can move on from that. So doing little things like that helps, especially when our job, like I said, as musicians is kind of out there. You don't really always see the completion, or you're working to one concert. So be able to get that one job really helps out. Another thing, and my wife and I love this so much, is to go have a cup of coffee. One of our favorite things when we would go on vacation before all of the current pandemic we are in was to go find a different coffee shop in all the cities we were at. Usually we tried to find one that wasn't that mainstream and try the different coffees. I'm more like the black coffee and espressos. The dark, like that, is my favorite flavor. My wife enjoys that, but her favorite is the vanilla latte. So we would see which ones were the best when we would go out to different coffees. I'm fortunate to be able to try and make different coffees at home as well. We have a Keurig machine, I also have a Chemex, a French press, and we have an espresso that makes espressos that we're able to enjoy. So now, since we're not going out as much, we'll get beans from different places and we'll try brewing coffees different ways and seeing what we enjoy at home. Lastly, one of my favorite things to do is to just grab a book and sit down and read. Again, and it could be just related to being a musician and having that weird focus on what our job is, but having a book, being able to zone fully focused in it, kind of takes your mind off of what's going on. I find I enjoy watching TV, it's one of my favorite things as well, but I still am able to focus on something else when I'm watching TV. When I'm reading a book, I'm fully engrossed in that. It takes a lot to get your imagination going, to fully understand what the author's talking about. We don't get to see the visual representation, so being able to use your brain to focus on that does give you a break. It sounds silly to work harder, but it really helps me focus. Anyways, those are just some of the things that I do to help relax and get focused. Hopefully you have something and you can add it to the comments down below. I'd love to hear what you guys do to be able to relax and refocus. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, if you can like and subscribe, that really helps the channel grow. You can also follow me on Instagram at Dr. Josh Lindbergh. I post almost every day over there so you can see what I'm up to. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in our next video.